Hi guys, I am Mel from Mel and Milo and now also Olivia. This channel is meant to inform and entertain and maybe put a smile on your face. If you like what I'm doing, please subscribe and like and share on your social media so I can spread the words about parrots. Have a wonderful day, morning, evening, weekend, wherever you may be. Thank you. First off, I want to make sure that I tell you I'm not an aviary specialist. I do have a Moroccan cockatoo and an African gray parrot, which you will hear in the background. I gathered all of my information very carefully through research in order to give my birds a very healthy environment to live in. Okay, this video is very important to me because there's so many people out there that have their birds die on them because the owners unknowingly do something that is poisonous, harmful, and kills their birds. These are absolute do-nots around your birds. Well, the first thing, do not, under any circumstance, use Cedar Chips for the bottom of the cage so it smells nice, because the oils that are being released by the Cedar Chips is very bad for a bird's respiratory system. It's toxic. Some people do that, and please do not do that. Use newspaper, do not use kitty litter for sure. Do not use other things that could swell up in your bird's stomach. Like, I don't like these little paper balls that you can buy for hamsters and stuff. So just use plain old newspaper. I mean, that is the easiest. Second, do not use Carabiners, and I have an example. Do not use something like this that can get stuck in their beak underneath in the soft part and really injure them. Same goes for these. Do not use something like this. It's not as dangerous. It's not as dangerous as the Carabiners that have a pointy, but it can still hurt them. Okay, so not these. What you should use is stainless steel quick links. They look like this. Make sure they are not zinc, lead, copper, or any galvanized metals. They need to be stainless steel. That's the safest. I mean, it could be iron, but they rust. So just do the stainless steel. Also, don't do the shower curtain links that you can buy that they go together. Don't do those either. Those are dangerous too. Do not use heavy cleaners. This is probably a duh, but some people don't realize it's very toxic. So don't use any heavy aerosols like hairspray or perfume around your bird. If you're gonna use perfume, put it on right before you leave. So not around your bird. Very toxic to your bird. Make sure that your whole house is ventilated really well. If you are going to use any of these things, make sure all the windows are open. Do not use candles, scented or unscented. Both is very dangerous. The wax goes into their lungs and that's not good. Also, do not use these plugging outlet air room fresheners or Febreze. Like, don't spray it in their room, obviously, to make their room smell nicer. There's many other different ways you can make the room smell nicer. Maybe that's a different video. One biggie that I didn't know before I did all this research is do not use anything that has Teflon on it. Teflon has, well, here comes a big word, I have to read this one. It is coated in PTFE, which is called polytetrafluoroethylene. I don't know if I butchered this. It is odorless and it's colorless, but it causes instant death to your bird. So use stainless steel pans, that's what I've been buying, pots, or ceramic coated pans and pots. It's really not worth it to chance your bird's life. Another thing that you should not be using because of the Teflon, you hear my little bird in the background, are these little room heaters that you can get. You know, like my birds are in this room, and in the wintertime I like to make it a little warmer. They have Teflon also on the coils to prevent corrosion when used, so when it burns off the fumes it's very toxic, so don't use it. What I have is this. I have a oil-filled radiator. It's tiny and it was like $50. It was not expensive, and it's plenty enough to heat up my bird's room. Do also not use your self-cleaning cycle from your oven because it has a lot of fumes also. If you're gonna have to do that, you might want to do that at one point. Make sure that the bird is outside in the backyard, very in the fresh air for the whole time, and those cycles are like 4 hours. So just don't do it. Just clean your oven normal by hand. Obviously, do not smoke around your bird. Smoke is not just bad for people, but it's really bad for birds. It's toxic. Olivia. It's toxic for birds, so do not. Nicotine is really bad for birds. Where was I? Okay, diffusers. So I have had a few people ask me about essential oils. Olivia, about essential oils. A lot of people like using them because it smells nice, and you would think, oh, that's the good stuff, right? It's healthy because I mean it's being used in therapy. No. I would say generally, just don't use it. Just don't take the chance. But if you really want to use it, there are some exceptions for the essential oils, and I'll tell you what it is. Here's some information that I was able to gather from some reputable sources. Come here, baby. There's a good boy. There's a good boy. There you are. There you are. Come here. Come here. Yes. Come. Hello. 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 Only use essential oils that have been tested by third parties and they have been proven to be pure. Only use ultrasonic diffusers. Do not use essential oils on birds that are under a year old. Do not use oil burners or what are they called? Atomizers. Do not use these oil, you know those ones, the little wax thing and put on top. So do not, okay, this is very important. So if you're gonna use essential oils, there's restrictions on which ones, obviously. Do not use tea tree. Do not use peppermint. Do not use hot oils, like cinnamon, like clove, oregano, thyme. Those are considered hot oils. Do not use tree oils like cedar. That's obviously you're not supposed to line the cage with it because of the oils, so don't use the oils. But interesting enough, don't use pine oil either. Even though pine is usually said to be safe for birds, but better be safe. So that's what I found. Also, do not use citronella. It's that bug repellent plant. It smells really good, but it's not. It's toxic. Just because it said pure, natural, or organic on the bottle, that doesn't mean it is. Just be careful and do your research if you absolutely have to use it. So now I have found some companies that are reputable to have had testing through third companies, a third party. Eden's Garden, Revive, Plant Therapy, Young Living, and doTERRA. But even with these companies, there's limitations. So the only oils that you should be using, citrus oil is okay, like lemon, orange, mandarin, grapefruit, and floral. There's a lot of floral ones that are okay, like lavender, chamomile, geranium, jasmine, rose, etc. and more. Okay, so that's essential oils. So just be super careful. I would hate for you to use them and then something happens to your bird. For me personally, it would not be worth it, but to each their own. Certain foods that you have to absolutely avoid. You cannot feed them, not even the tiny bit. Toxic. You may kill your bird. My dog decided to visit. This is my little doggy Lulu. She's a rescue. She's a little Yorkie terrier. A little Yorkie. Hi Milo, you coming back? You gonna come say hi? I'm gonna say hi to Lulu. Hi buddy. Okay, so here's the foods. Here's those foods that you're absolutely not gonna feed your bird. So, avocado. Biggest no-no. You cannot. Do not feed avocado to your bird. Rhubarb. Most people don't eat rhubarb, but it also is toxic to your bird. More common, onions. No onions. No garlic. Mushrooms. All these things I didn't know. You can give them pretty much any fruit or vegetables, but you cannot give them the pits of those fruits. For example, peaches, cherries, apricots, the pits, do not give them those. Those are also toxic. Raw tomatoes, I did not know that. Cooked, yes, but not raw. Obviously, the duh factor is alcohol, chocolate, drugs. I mean, you're just mean if you give that to your dog, I said dog because my dog's here, to your bird. That's just mean. But also things that kind of a little more uncommon. Do not give candy. Too much sugar. They can't have that much sugar. Do not give any salty treats like chips, crackers, even something like pickles, which you would think, oh, it's a vegetable. No, it has a lot of salt in it. It's very, very, very unhealthy for them. Chewing gum. It has xylitol in it. It is very, very dangerous for birds. Mayonnaise is no good because it has bacteria can grow really quickly in it, so it's just unsafe. So dairy, I've heard two different things. That a little taste is okay every once in a while. Normally birds are considered lactose intolerant. I have given Milo a little bit of cheese, and Milo likes cheese, and a tiny nibble of maybe some yogurt or something, but just a taste, and I think that's okay. So far he hasn't shown any sign of being sick or gotten diarrhea from it. Side fact, be careful when you have dogs, since I have dogs, when your birds drop your grapes and raisins that you feed them on the ground. Very toxic. Obviously make sure the rooms are nice and warm, no cold drafts around your birds. Just make sure that you maintain their rooms in the best environment you can possibly do for them to have a good environment, a healthy environment to live in. So, alright, well, I think that's all the information I have for now. If you can think of anything else, I would love that in the comments, because I might have forgotten something. I know sweeteners is the same as xylitol, so do not ever give them sugar substitutes. Can't think of anything else right now. So if you like my video, please hit like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I would very much appreciate if you maybe would share my video on your social media, because I am trying to inform all and everybody about how to take care of a bird and what to expect when having a bird and how much fun it can be to have a bird. Because it's everything. It's ups and downs. It's not just a positive. So some negative, but it is just such a joy to have a bird. Yeah, that's it. So if you can, please subscribe and share on your social media, and I hope to see you in my next video. Have a good night, good morning, good weekend, wherever you may be. Thanks.